Within our first week of owning the Bronco Raptor, we cracked our windshield.
Welcome back to the channel.
Today we're going to be talking about our product review on ClearPlex. So at least a little bit more background or context. Within our first week of owning the Bronco Raptor, we cracked our windshield.
It was very sad.
It's not just within the first week. We had another instance, and it just, with the vehicle windshield type, it's pretty vertical.
Yeah.
So with that said, it's more prone or susceptible to cracks.
Just like the Jeeps, you know, it's straight up.
So with that, we did a little bit more research as far as what are options. So you have either constantly changing out your windshield with your insurance.
But that's like really expensive. It's not just $100 fix. We tried to see if Safelite could come to the house, repair it there, because they have that option. Apparently, you can't do that with this windshield. There's calibrations, like resetting, like because of all the technology. Who even knew? All the technology with that. I think it was also the first install that Matthew was just dead set on, like needed to happen right away. So we found ClearPlex, or was it Matico?
Yeah, so Matico, or at least it's like the umbrella company, but ClearPlex is a brand of Matico. Overall, just like from the get-go, I've been very impressed. Totally thought we had some rock chips between our replacement. So we recently got our ClearPlex replaced. So after the 2-year market, we said, all right, let's do a fresh one.
It was put through the ringer, like I said, with that Pony Express trail.
Yeah.
That, oh my goodness, that was the day, or that was the trip that I was just so thankful we had that on our windshield.
Yeah.
I wish we had it on every single window, mirror, whatever.
Yeah, because like the mud and rock would freeze on the windshield, and then as we're trying to see and like clear the windshield with the wipers, it was just eating it up. It would have destroyed the windshield. And
yeah.
After recently installing a fresh one, or at least taking off the old one, it's
I think we had
looks like brand new.
There was one crack or one chip.
There was one very small chip that got through.
But I'm not surprised because it was a massive rock that hit the windshield.
So you can always risk running without ClearPlex. However, if you're going to be constantly filling cracks, you're still susceptible to get a full windshield crack. So
yeah, plus if you're going to do a DIY every time of filling a crack or sending it to someone, that already is a cost that you're going to have to judge if it's worth it.
Yeah.
That and constantly changing out, you know, the windshield. So just here to help you figure out if it's the best bang for your buck, because we believe it is.
Or there was some worry about the coloring, or if there was tinting or warping. I can't even tell that it's on.
No, I forget all the time.
Yeah.
Until a rock hits our windshield.
Yeah, it's very clear, hence ClearPlex, but it's durable. There are a lot of times where we're on a trail run, just like romping, and you know, we're going through with the group and we're just getting rocks or mud flinged at us.
ClearPlex also has UV protection built into it.
It protects your dash from just deteriorating and cracking over time.
Yeah.
If you've had a vehicle you've left out in the sun, over the years, your dash will just become brittle and start to fade away. Especially if you have other items up in the front, it just starts to degrade.
And another feature of ClearPlex is its self-healing properties, or its ability to self-heal with the sun.
There is a ceramic coating, and it's really nice because the water just beads off. It's no complaints here. Yeah. So the original design for ClearPlex was for race cars, or at least high speed. You see a lot of exotic cars, and at least fast performance cars run ClearPlex, like you got McLarens, Ferraris, all these fancy cars.
If you think about it, the race cars that originally used the design,
Yeah.
you know, they're going 150 plus miles per hour. So imagine, you know, a pebble.
I mean, we do see maybe larger rocks or gravel.
We have totally had some large rocks hit our vehicle, and I have just been shocked.
Yeah, even on like when we're on road trips, like going all the way up to Alaska.
Especially Alaska.
Yeah.
There was, I think we were driving on a road, and what was it, a semi truck or something had a bunch of gravel.
Yeah, work trucks going by, and I get to see everything and goes bop, 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 bop.
And we're just driving like, ah!
Yeah, totally thought we wrecked the windshield.
We're like looking all
like a
over. We're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's Alaska proof.
Yeah. Everyone's going to ask about cost. It's about less than half in general than replacing the windshield itself. Let's say the windshield repair and labor is about $1,000. You're probably looking around a little less than half of that for your ClearPlex install. That'll depend on your installer, of course,
And location.
but for the most part, it still should be less. Matico is comprised of mainly 3 companies, from what I know. At least there's ClearPlex, Black Pearl, which does their tint, and then Protect, which is their PPF. And they're all at least manufactured and made in the US. At least that was another factor of why we went that route. But overall, the product speaks for itself.
It really does. I feel like you either are going to invest the money to put it on your vehicle or you're not. At the end of the day, we have seen the difference between having the ClearPlex on the Bronco and not having it on the Colorado.
Yeah. I guess think of it like, do you want to be proactive or reactive? So it's either you're going to be proactive, protect your vehicle, or be reactive and fix what you broke. In addition to the ClearPlex, we also opted for the PPF and the window tint. One, to protect the wrap that we have. It's very unique. We invested into that and we wanted to protect that. And also to protect our vehicle. So it's performed well. We specifically went with the PPF that prevents for stains. It still has some self-healing properties, but also it has like a ceramic, I guess like portion to it, so the water just beads off.
Something I was worried about with our wrap being white and our vehicle being white is the staining from the Utah dirt, or just like the red sand, red dirt.
Yeah, they at least have one that's more leaning on the self-healing, and then they have another option for stain resistant. So for those who like to off-road and they want at least to protect against stains, there's an option there. I know at least they have like a matte PPF now too, so
yeah.
That's another option.
I know it might sound excessive to the people who just go out and just off-road, but I mean, to the people who it doesn't sound excessive to, there are options out there for you, and we love it.
Yeah, there's like no scratches in the car. Like even through all the, like we've gone through cacti, thick branches.
Not on purpose. That's the problem with us being so wide. We knew we'd just get a lot of debris.
The gills on the Raptor
Yeah.
are the only portion on the vehicle that's wrapped that doesn't have the PPF covered. And you can see all the pinstripes and scratches on there, but everywhere around it, it looks fresh. So
It's crazy. We've just been baffled, speechless.
I think also like the trifecta, the tint, it's definitely for our long trips out in the heat, just being out on the highway for just hours at a time. It's reduced the
exhaustion
and like the heat on us. I used to get like sunburns on my arm or inside.
So he has a tint on the Colorado, and when we went to Baja, I got a seatbelt like burn mark on my chest. I was shocked that was even a thing, but the sun was just so intense. And so with the next vehicle, it was just non-negotiable. Go as dark as we can.
Yeah.
So we can still see kind of at night, but
Well, if you have a bunch of off-road lights, or at least like even just our stock headlights, the Alpha X headlights,
so
are
bright.
So at least I'm not too worried about that. But,
yeah,
yes.
but the tint, it is a game changer. It's life-changing. The Utah summers, triple digits, it really cuts down on the heat.
Yeah, like if you're worried about going too dark, at least if you're doing like a ceramic tint, it still does provide a significant cut.
I mean, we off-road this vehicle, I'd say, what, 90% of the time?
Yeah.
80, 90. And
there are more off-road miles on the vehicle than highway.
Yes. So doing the tint everywhere we did, it just made sense for us. It may not make sense for everyone, especially if you have trouble seeing or whatever, you know, dark colors, or you have to make that call. But for us, it's just been great.
So let us know if you have any additional questions about Matico products as a whole, and we'll be sure to at least provide our best feedback.
There's going to be more videos about this to come. This is just, you know, giving a little insight about the product and how we've loved it over the years.
Yeah, definitely been more than a few years.
Wow.
Time flies when you're having fun.
And off-roading.
Yes, exactly.
And roaming.
Adventuring.
And discovering.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.